Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to this planetary woman, to our session, Green Women Around the Globe. The idea is to join green women of the world to debate gender equity and policies for women. Hear from women across the globe about the experiences of gender equity and brainstorms way towards a more inclusive future. For those who don't know me, I am Carla, Carla Piranda. I am a founder of Brazilian Green Party, where I am General Secretary. And more recently, I became convener of Global Green Women Network. We're starting this work. We have an email group and WhatsApp list. And I am putting soon on the chat my phone number and the mail for those who want to join us. I expect all of you want to join us. The meeting we have been doing, we decided our next steps that would be to update our network profiles. They are very, very undated. We proposed the competition for creating a logo for Global Green Women Network. And to encourage women to participate, we should give an award. I thought about a ticket for Korea when we are capable of realizing our Congress. We decided a meeting calendar every month. On last Tuesday, we meet. The time will be rotated because we are planetary women. And for Janet, it's 4 in the morning just now.
No, 5:30, that's right.
Now 5. And in our next meeting, we will plan our activity for March 8th, International Women's Day. But it was only introducing myself. Now let's work on our session. First of all, we already asked everyone to put their names and countries in the chat. And now I am very happy to ask our Australian Senator, Janet Rice, the woman without her I couldn't do this job. I thank her very much. She's our facilitator and all this workshop, and she's going to introduce the workshop format and share the reporting document. So our great Senator Janet Rice is with you now.
Thank you, Carla, and hello everyone. It's so lovely to see all of your faces. As I was just saying, it's 5:30 in the morning here in Melbourne. It was great being part of the Congress yesterday. In my time, it was from 11 a.m. and I decided I had to go to bed at 10 p.m. given I was going to get up at 5 a.m. I know I'm really interested to hear what has happened in the last 8 hours when things have been continuing on. I think the format of this conference of just going for 24 hours is fantastic. So when we were planning this session, we thought, given a lot of the sessions are just a few people talking and not much time for discussion, that we really wanted to have this one as being an opportunity for people to get to know other Greens women all around the world. So largely we're going to be operating in small groups, in breakout groups. And I'll share actually oh no, I won't do that yet. So I'm going to share what the structure of the discussion in those groups is going to be. But basically we're going to have 2 breakout group sessions with a bit of coming back together between those groups. And the aim of it is, as I said, just getting to know each other is a really big, important aim. So just sharing some stories, getting to know each other, learning a bit about each other, and then talking about what it's like being a woman in the Green Party that you are part of, and just the experience of being a woman, whether there are sort of any barriers to that, and then what we can all be doing to be supporting each other. What Greens parties, each Greens party can do to encourage more women to be involved, some of the things that they're already doing, what the Global Greens federations can do to be working together, and then what we can be doing as the Global Greens. Now, we've got French translation, so a French interpreter here. We're not going to have the French interpretation in each breakout group. And I see there are 18 of us now. So I think we'll form 3 breakout groups. So probably, if people would like to put up their raise the hand using the raise the hand icon, whether they are French speaking, because then the people who are putting them into the breakout groups, I think if we put you all in one group so that you can then have the French translator. So
yeah, I suggest we do the same to those who speak Portuguese, because there are lots of Brazilian women here, and I can speak Portuguese with them in their room, if you think it's okay. Okay.
I mean, the disadvantage of that is that we'll only talk to each other from each country.
Yeah.
So it may be better to see, Carla, if you're in a group with the Portuguese women, we can do a bit of a bilingual discussion, maybe, rather than, and so have some English speakers and some Portuguese speakers.
Okay.
Because otherwise we'll just have all the Brazilian women talking to each other.
Yes, you're right about it. So no, there's no change of experiences. You're okay. You're right.
Okay. So how many French-speaking women have we got with us? If you'd like to either say hello now or put your hand in the, just raise your hand using the raise the hand function. So we've got 1. Okay, it looks like so we haven't got very many. So look, what we will do then, so Hele, is that how I say your name? If our French interpreter can just jump
please, I misunderstood. I'm Brazilian and I speak a little English, but I understand much more English. So I didn't need translation from French.
Okay, so it seems like we haven't got any French speakers with us then who need the French interpreter.
I think Hélène Rickmans would appreciate French interpretation.
Okay, so if our French interpreter can end up, once we work out what group Elaine is in.
Si, je l'emploie. Pardon. Excusez-moi. Je viens de le mettre, mais j'avais un problème technique. Maintenant, je suis chez moi avec la bonne connexion. Voilà. Merci. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, so look, I think as long as we can have the French translator in the same group that Elaine ends up, I think that hopefully, fingers crossed, that can work. Oh, and Elaine has now left. All right, so look, what I'm going to do now is to share my screen and just give you the outline of what we're going to do in the first breakout group. So I just tried this before. Share content. Screen. Okay. Start broadcast.
We are 15.
15, okay.
15.
So
Maybe
can people see that?
Yeah, we can see your screen, yes.
Great, okay. So if there are only, I think we'll perhaps only go into 3 groups then. And so essentially this first group, it's going to go for 25 minutes in total. And the aim at the top there, as it says, is getting to know each other and sharing stories about encouraging women's involvement in the Green parties. And what we want you to do in this breakout group is, first of all, to appoint someone to facilitate the group, so that just to keep the conversation on track. Someone who can have access to this reporting document, who can write some notes, and someone to report back.
Okay.
And then the first thing to do then is just to introduce yourself. Then I've got people sharing their favourite thing about being a member of the Greens, describing what support there is for women in your party, and what changes you would like to see in your party to encourage more women to be involved. And then we'll all get back together. And if you could have noted, if there was something that was really interesting or a funny story that someone shares, well, then we can note that for the report back. We won't have time in the report back to hear from each group, although if we've only got 3 groups, maybe we will. So just a little bit of time when we come back together before we then go off into the second group. So, and
I love this discussion. What was the last thing you ate?
Yes,
I love it.
I would drop the link to that document in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Paste. No, it's not working. Of course not.
Let me try. Gonna try.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to copy it again.
The
Copy.
Not here.
There, back to there, paste, there it is. Okay. All right. So does anybody want to ask any questions now before we break into breakout groups?
Don't think so.
Okay, so for whoever's going to do the breakout groups, let's just go for, no, if we've got 21 of us now, let's go for 4 groups.
4 groups, it's
4 groups. And on that document, there is a sheet for each group. And you would have noticed it had a green heading. So it'll be group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4 with the green heading to write your notes on. But the instructions are the same for each group. All right, so let's go. Whoever's doing the magic breakout groups. Oh, actually, one more thing before we go is that we've decided just to allocate people randomly. So if you find yourself in a group that's got lots of people from your country in it just randomly, feel free to jump into another group just to sort of mix things up a bit. But hopefully the randomness will mean that it works well.
Yeah, so fasten your seatbelt, put your chair in the right position, close. Let's
On se
go.
retrouve dans combien de temps? How many time?
25 minutes. That's okay. I am the one who's going to create the simultaneous rooms. So let's do it. 4.
Yes, 4.
4 automatically.
So we'll come back together. Actually, we're a bit late, so we'll get 20 minutes. So we'll come back together at
20 minutes.
In 20 minutes. Yep.
Okay. So everybody with seatbelt fastened. Let's go. I think all breakout rooms are back.
Janet back?
We're all back.
There she is.
Yeah. And Janet?
Oi, Carla.
Oi, Priscila.
Oi, Carla.
Oi, Rosa. Yeah, lots of Brazilian girls here. Janet, now all groups, because you are muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a good conversation in their groups. They went on for a bit longer than planned because I couldn't work out how to send a message to everyone, to Carla, who was finishing them. But anyway, I think the whole aim of this workshop is just to be having good conversations. So I hope you had
Yes.
good conversations.
Oh, we did.
Good.
You did.
So is there anything, let's spend a few minutes just sharing. I mean, our group, we just discussed what it was like for women in the Greens, in our parties. Perhaps if we just have a quick report back from each group. So perhaps from our group, which was group 1, Ingrid, did you want to just quickly talk about the things that we talked about?
Group
We
one.
talked about how important it is to encourage women, because in a man's world, a man thinks he is he's the one who has to speak, and a woman thinks, well, am I well educated enough? Can I speak properly enough? So, and that's why many women are shy to stand in the first row, and it's really important to encourage them. The second topic was the informal pyramid of a hierarchy of power. So even if it's 50-50 in most of the countries in the Green parties, still those who are the most powerful ones are the men in most Green parties. Yeah, that was, I think,
Okay.
the main topic.
Thank you. And how particularly we had 2 women from Brazil, and how the culture, even in the Greens in Brazil, is still very patriarchal, machismo. Okay, the second group.
Second group, it's our group. Jack is going to talk.
Yeah. We discussed the fact that women are doers. Men seem to be talkers. And if we want to get things done, we may have to do more work within women's groups like this, and internationally between parties with the women. And there was also discussion about COP doing a statement that would come from the Green women to be put forth, because if it was to come from the whole, they'd still be talking about it in the men's rooms before, while it's going on. Wouldn't have a statement to put out. So that was part of it. But yeah, it's definitely, this is the thing we really need. It's the women that are going to lead us out of this mess. And it's just our nature. It's within our nature. And especially the connection between the environment and the indigenous people in this country put our Green Party as working with the indigenous people around the world, I think, is in that case. And the women, the indigenous women of this world, they rock. They rock.
Thanks, Jackie. Okay, the group 3.
I don't know if Rebecca or Anne-Marie want to speak. I can speak if you don't. It's up to you.
Please do.
Okay, so we were really lucky actually, because we had, my group was Rebecca and Anne-Marie, so we were all over the world.
Oh,
Anne-Marie being from Burundi and Rebecca being from London and me being from Canada. So it was a very good look at the way women are represented globally. So for Anne-Marie, women are, they need a lot more encouragement, because men are very, very dominant in the political sphere. And Rebecca was saying that there is a lot of female representation, but they can definitely still do better. You can always do better. And for us in Canada, and I noticed Valerie just showed up. Valerie's from Green Party of Canada as well. We just elected the very first non-binary leader of a federal party in Canada. So, but just like in London, Canada has a lot of women that ran in our last federal election, a lot of women on our federal council, but we can always do better. So we were talking about what we can do to encourage women. And I was saying that in Canada, we have a women's caucus, but we don't meet like the GGWN. which is an amazing support that I found. I love that we have that. So it'd be nice if we had something like that in Canada. And I know that Anne-Marie, one of her passions is to encourage not only women, but young girls before they get married to go into politics so that they're not already becoming dependent on men so that they can have a strong female voice in politics. So that's basically what we discussed. Yeah.
Thanks, Alison. And the group 4.
C'est moi, je vais parler en français.
Oui.
Ah oui. Oui, puisque notre traductrice est là, gentiment. Jennifer est là. Donc, tout le monde peut se mettre sur le canal traduction. Vous voulez bien? C'est OK? OK, je peux y aller? Bon, je n'entends rien, j'y vais. Vous m'entendez? Ça va? Je peux commencer?
Nous t'entendons commencer.
Ok, d'accord. Donc, on était dans un groupe avec donc moi de la Belgique, Out de l'Allemagne et Priscilla du Brésil, mais avec des problèmes de compréhension parce que on n'arrivait pas à se comprendre au niveau de la langue, et Fernando, mais qui a quitté. Alors, ce qu'on a mis en évidence dans ce qui est important pour soutenir les femmes, il y a chez Écolo en Belgique, il y a beaucoup de supports. On a un groupe sur l'égalité de genre, un conseillère au parti, des ateliers pour faire des sessions d'empowerment. On a aussi des supports par Facebook et par WhatsApp. Et chez les Verts allemands, les statuts, il y a un statut des femmes qui assure l'égalité dans les procédures formelles, avec aussi de nombreux conseils qui traitent de problèmes de femmes. On fait du mentoring, de la formation et des opportunités de formation entre femmes seulement, un woman only système. Et en fait, ce qu'on doit vraiment changer, ce qu'on a mis en évidence, c'est l'importance de se battre contre de lutter contre les attitudes patriarcales qui existent encore bien souvent dans nos partis avec nos collègues ou nos chefs de groupe. L'invisibilité des femmes dans les médias, l'importance de mettre en œuvre des pratiques d'égalité comme le principe de la parole alternée, la zip, le principe du zip dans les réunions. Et pour notre ami Out en Allemagne, ce qu'il faut vraiment, c'est que les réunions soient beaucoup plus women-friendly, que le timing, les procédures soient beaucoup plus adaptées aux femmes qui sont très nombreuses dans le parti. Il y a beaucoup d'endroits où il y a une majorité même de femmes, comme elle l'a décrit. Voilà notre réflexion.
Thank you, Elaine. I hope everybody else managed to get the translation to work. It worked very well. Merci, Jennifer et Elaine. We're going to break out into
the Belgian women.
We're going to go back into breakout groups, and I will share my screen again. Oh, look, no, I won't actually, because it's too complicated, because we're running a lot over time. And so in these breakout groups, just if you could just share and introduce yourself, because it will be different women, and just share things that are working in your party. So things that people are doing to be helping to get more women involved. So these are working on the solutions. And then when we come back together, this breakout group will only last for 15 minutes. So Carla, we need to bring people back at 10:02. So just for 15 minutes, and then we will talk in the last 10 minutes all together of things that as the Global Greens Women's Network we can be doing to support each other. So but the main thing to talk about in this breakout group session is the sharing solutions, things that groups are doing that are working to get more women involved.
I'm sorry, just a quick reminder, we need to finish the session 15 minutes earlier. So yeah, we only have 13 minutes left.
Okay, well, maybe we won't go into break. What do we,
10 minutes break. So the break rooms, a break room for 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. Yeah, let's do
10
that
minutes.
now.
Yep. We are 24 people. So how many groups?
Just four groups again.
4 groups again?
Yeah.
They'll be very big groups, but let's do it. Okay.
Carla, I just want to say goodbye to everybody. I have to.
No,
Okay.
no.
Bye-bye.
No,
Nice
Jackie,
to meet you, Jackie.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I
So-
love this woman. Okay.
And Carla, and in fact, I think just for 7 minutes, because we should come back together again for just a couple of minutes
Okay.
to all say goodbye.
Okay. I'm going to do it now, just now.
Hello, everyone. For those of us that are back, we have to finish up, sadly. I hope you all enjoyed having some good discussions. And I'll leave it to Carla to just have some final closing words, and I'm sure encouraging women to join our Global Greens Women's Network if you're not already part of it. So.
Yes, I want to say that I'd love to do this every day. And that 1 hour and a half, it's not enough even to start. One thing we discussed, we talked about in the two groups I participated, was that we are a planetary party, and we have to use it better than we do. Imagine if Global Greens discuss and share a document unique to COP27, and that every party of every country has a document to press their government with our proposals, with more diversity delegation. And I think Global Greens could do that. But while Global Greens don't do that, I think we women can do that. And that's my conclusion and proposal for our work.
Yep, and there was just a comment in the chat, Carla. Ingrid asking how she joins the Women's Network. Maybe, I mean, through the conference, you could get in touch with Carla, or Carla, if you wanted to put your phone number in the chat.
I'm putting out my email and my phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a lovely session. We ran out of time, of course, but it's just been great hanging out with a lot of wonderful women.
Yes.
First thing in the morning on a Sunday morning for me.
You can sleep now.
Good morning.
Have a nice walk. Have a nice day. A nice
Okay, have a nice day, everyone.
Now Janet is going to have breakfast.
That's right. Breakfast now.
Janet, I want to thank you a lot.
We've got our Pride March today, so that's what I'm heading off to today. Okay. Bye-bye.
And Carla needs to stay awake for one more.
Yes, I have another one, and then I'm going to sleep. But I really loved it. I really love. And Marie, finally I see you.
So lovely.